This section explains how to create objects. The Object tool can be used to create a variety of three-dimensional objects. A prop can also be created with the Object tool. When a prop is first added, it is a brown panel like this. We want to make it a larger panel and change its design. Select the Object tool. This will automatically switch to the stage view and the objects used in the stage will be selected. This is because the objects in this group named Stage are used for the walls and ceiling for the stage. Now we will create a new object group for the prop. Click on the New button. Now the stage is no longer displayed in the stage view and no sheets are displayed, as shown here. Let's name it Prop 1. Click on the Cube button. The cube is now added as shown here. We want to change its size, so we click on this button. If the number is 1, the size is 1 meter. Set the width to 1, the height to 1.8, and the thickness to 0.1. This is how the impulse is completed. We also want to consider the size of the legs so that the performer does not trip over them. So we will create legs for a simple plot. Place the columns and adjust the scale to create a long bar. Rotate and adjust. Place another cylinder to create a wheel. With this button, we can duplicate the selected object. The legs are now complete. You can group them with this button. Grouping by parts is convenient to select them all together. Since we often switch between the selection, move, enlarge, and rotate tools, you can use the keyboard Q, W, E, and R to switch between them. Duplicate on the other side. Change the color. We want to put a texture image on this panel. If you select an image like this, you can paste the texture. But the proportions may be off or you may not be able to display a different image on each side. To create a tight texture, you must follow certain rules. Sample textures can be downloaded from the Drill Studio website. Unzip the downloaded file. Open the object folder and open the cube file. You should now see a dice development like this. Now, let's try pasting this texture. As you can see, the image of the dice has been pasted. Let's go back to the previous holder and open the cube layout. You will see a template with the same shape as the dice. Create a texture image based on this. Create the texture using image editing software. What we want to create is a design like this, with a flame on the front and a blue sky on the back. If you check the dice, the front is 5, so this is the front. The actual crop is rectangular, but the texture is square to match the pattern. This is the small end of the side. The overhang will be ignored, so it is better if it protrudes a little. The reverse side will be on top, so rotate it. The result looks like this. This is to be exported, but it should not be exactly the same size as the image, and it must have exactly the same margins as the original template. Do it this way. The format can be JPEG or PNG. Now let's paste the created texture image. It was created like this. The back side is in shadow, so it is a little darker, but it is firmly pasted. Click the Done button when you are done. Prop 1 is now added to the group. To exit object mode, return to performer mode. Next, select the prop. Select Property from the menu, Performer. Check the Object Attach checkbox. Select Prop 1 from the drop-down. Check the Hide the Original Model checkbox. The panel is now replaced with the new panel as shown here. The objects you created will be included in the saved DSM data, but you can also export or import only the objects. By attaching an object to a performer, you can create an object that can move freely. Only simple cubes can be used with the Object tool. This tool is only for creating objects with simple shapes. However, by combining parts, you can create somewhat more complex objects. This part is created by combining a cylinder and a cube. This is a cube, but it was created using such a transparent PNG as a texture. If you have multiple objects like this, if you zoom in on them without joining them together, they will scale on their own. If you want to scale the entire image, click the Join button. The object will then be treated as a single object and scaled as a whole. Although it is a little difficult, you can also export and import the created object, so it can be exchanged among users. That's all for this lesson. Thank you for watching.